everything right. Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, my name is River Mason. We will be doing live guitar lessons here on the stream. I'm trying to think about, we're streaming two different places today. So if you hear me mention YT, that's why. I don't think I'm allowed to say that on TikTok. I think TikTok's got some pretty tough restrictions. If you are tuning in on the YT, I highly recommend you going over to the TikTok because there are going to be visual aids that I can put on the TikTok that I can't put on the YT. If you guys like what I'm doing here and would like to support the channel, okay. Waiting for some people to load in. My name is River Mason. We are doing free guitar lessons here on the stream. If you like the idea, hit that follow button. If you'd like to support me, go ahead and double tap that screen. We're going to get started on our very first chord, which is going to be the E chord. We'll put up the visual aid here on TikTok. Okay, so we got the E major chord. You can see it's fretted on the second fret. For number 5 and number 4. And then you're going to put your ring finger down here, your pointer finger down here to complete the E. Here's the chord chart. Try to keep it steady for a second. And I'm going to show you in real time the E chord. You're going to take your middle finger placed on the second fret of the 5th string. Ironically, that is the very first note of Folsom Prison, if that sounds a little familiar. But you're going to take your ring finger, place it right underneath that on the 3rd string. And then you're going to place your first finger right here on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. So that's going to form your E shape. For those of you just joining us, we're going to go ahead and cover this again. We've got 6 strings on a guitar. The top on the 6 will we'll be referring to that as 6. The bottom one is 1. Everything in between is numbered 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so we're going to put our we're going to put our middle finger right here on the 2nd fret. These little thingies called frets. So we're going to put our middle finger right here on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. We're going to put our ring finger right below it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then you'll take this little finger right here that you got spare and you'll put it on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. You bring that chord out, it goes something like this. And that's your E shape. I mentioned earlier in the stream that if you start out with this E, that's the very first note of Folsom Prison Blues. That goes a little something like this. Real simple. We'll cover that later in another episode, but it's just a little fun thing you can do with that. So we're going to cover the E just one more time. I am going to throw up the chord chart so you guys can see it. If you're over there on YT, you will not be able to see this. Go ahead and pull up another browser and type in E major chord. We've got our 2nd fret covered on our trying to hold it steady. You get the idea. I'll explain it one more time. It goes middle finger, ring finger, 1st finger. That's 2nd, 1st. Play them all. Get a little bit more advanced with it. If you go ahead and throw your pinky down here on the same fret as your other 2 fingers are on, that's the 2nd fret. On the 1st string, you get this. Throw it up here. Okay, so there's a couple of little different flourishes and fluctuations that you can do with that. Next, we're going to move on to the A chord. Not eggcorn. The A chord. This right here is typically barred when I do it. You have your 2nd fret getting the 2nd finger, 1st finger, and 3rd finger. And you can cram them all in there and it works. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, but there's a cheater way, and I've been playing guitar for a really long time and nobody's ever really called me out on it. I just play my A like this. And I just make sure that that last note doesn't ring out, because if it does, that's not a note. So you stop it right before it does. So the A chord is all of these fingers crammed into this little tiny itty bitty spot. Okay, you got your 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. We're going to go ahead and bar it. And I like to bar it because you can start getting these little pull on and pull offs. So I'll show you a little bit what you can do when you're barring the chord. didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we're going to go over the D chord. D chord sounds like that. I'll show you guys how to do it right now. Right after I pull up the chord chart. If you guys like what you're seeing, if you guys want to follow this type of content, we're going to try to do this almost daily. Here's the D major chord. Try to keep it steady there. That's nice. Okay, so we got our first finger and our second finger. They're going to be on the very same fret. That's going to be on the second fret. Then you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the third fret of the second string. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, we got to take that off there. So you got my first finger on the second fret of the third string. And I've got my middle finger on the second fret of the first string. And then you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the third fret of the third string right there. You go ahead and strum out from the very fifth string right here. So far we've gone over the E, the A, and the D. We'll go back and show those real quick. E, A, and D. So now that we've got the E, the D, and the A, we can start forming a few songs. So we've got well, I'm getting pretty tired of the state things are in. Sometimes I feel like cutting fate, just watch them bleed. I'm tired of laying it down, getting nothing on the other end. People only want to be your friend when you got something they need. Okay, and we're going to cover these all one more time. We've got the E chord. Place your middle finger on the second fret. Right below it, place your ring finger on the second fret. Right below it, place your pointer finger right there on the first fret. These are called frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a dot on your 5, you get a dot on your 7, you get a dot on your 9, you get a dot on your 12. Why? Well, you don't need to know that yet. We've got other things to cover. We're going to go ahead and start with our pentatonic scale. Well, that was the E. So we'll show you the A again. What I do is a real cheap, easy way to do it. I just bar it just like this. Okay? That way I can get my blues going. Okay, so that's out of the A shape right there that I showed you. And then we got our D. You're going to place your first finger on the second fret, your third finger on the third fret, and your middle finger on the second fret. us all up to date by doing the pentatonic scale again, just like we did last night. It goes 5, 7. It goes 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. And we're going to keep running that just a few more times. It goes 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 5, 8. It goes. Oop, I accidentally added a little guy in there, so now I got to show you that. It goes. And that's going to be your introductory to scales. That is the pentatonic scale. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.